Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video. We're doing another pregnancy update. I did a previous update from weeks 1 through 11, but now I'm going to do the remainder of week 11 all the way up to week 14, so kind of like a month's worth, and kind of share with you guys some updates and obviously a belly shot, of course, because that's always fun to see the progression and for me to always look back and have these videos and sort of document my journey. So the first thing is I'm out of breath. I don't know if you can probably tell. Coming up and down the stairs, we have 3 levels to this house, and I'm on the highest level, the 3rd level. And coming up the stairs, I'm winded and out of breath, and it makes you kind of feel like you're out of shape, but it's really not. You have all your inner parts just kind of moving to accommodate a baby, and all this pressure on your diaphragm. So I think that that's the reason. And then obviously when I go down the flight of stairs to the basement to hang out at night and watch movies and play with the kids, I'm out of breath. My son is like, "Mom, why are you always out of breath?" So that is like the biggest thing that I've noticed, being out of breath. Also, I've noticed that I've got this has been going on for some months now. This is this crazy postpartum hair regrowth because I lost a lot of hair after having my daughter last year. This crazy regrowth, and I'm trying to tuck back, but I just kind of gave up because it has a mind of its own. I think also my prenatals that I'm taking has helped with my hair growth because my hair is very long. I didn't do my braid all the way down, but when I take my hair down out of the braid, when it's straight, it falls below my bra straps. So that's the longest that I've had my hair in a really long time. As far as food aversions, I'm doing a lot better with my meals. I'm able to eat a lot of things and feel fine and feel like satisfied and full with my portion size. And if the lighting changes, it's the sun coming in and out from a cloud. Hopefully I can adjust this. There are larger portions. They say eating for 2 is 300 additional calories a day, which is like a small snack. But honestly, my regular portion size no longer fills me up, and I'm still hungry. So I'm always going back from seconds. And it is what it is. I'm not going to cut down on my portions, but I have noticed that my portions are a little larger. So I'm eating a little bit more, snacking throughout the day. I still do feel a little bit of the morning sickness feeling that I was having quite a bit for the first update that I did. I want to say it was week 5 that it started for me, which was earlier than it did when I was pregnant with my daughter. With her, it started around week 6. This time it was week 5, and I'm, in my 2nd trimester, and I'm starting to feel like I'm coming out of it, but it's still there. It's still kind of lingering. I feel like when my stomach gets completely empty, I notice it quite a bit. If I'm still hungry after eating, I still start to feel a little bit nauseous. And if I don't eat soon after waking, I will feel it. And I think it's because, my stomach is pretty empty from, dinner and dessert from the previous night, and then waking up and then having to, take care of the kids and feeding them. So by the time I get to my meal, I'm pretty hungry. So I do feel like that's when I notice it. I'm still having issues with regular water. Drinking regular bottled water makes me feel really sick. I've tried just room temp. I've tried it with ice. I've tried it cold from the fridge, and it just makes me feel really sick. So I've been drinking a lot of sparkling water, and I just buy like the Bubbly brand or the LaCroix brand, whatever brand that is just sparkling water with no added sugars or sweeteners or anything like that, and nothing artificial. And I drink those pretty regularly throughout the day, and I tried to drink regular water, but the bottled water just makes me feel really sick, which I don't think I mentioned in my last video. I had an aversion to pretty much everything, and coffee was one of those things. So I slowly, recently, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, have incorporated the coffee back into my morning routine with my breakfast. I have been drinking black, no sugar, no creamer, for many, many years, and it just became a problem. It wasn't like that when I was pregnant with my daughter, but this time around, coffee was just something that it had the weird aftertaste. It made me feel sick, and I just could not drink it. So I went probably more than a month not drinking the coffee. And then very recently I discovered a creamer that is a vegan creamer made with coconut milk and almond milk, and it's a hazelnut flavor. And I shared this on Insta stories, and I will put the creamer name down below because I can't think of the brand name. I think it starts with a C. Can't think of it at the moment. But I've been putting that in my coffee with no sugar, and I have been able to tolerate and drink, my small little pretty Pure One cups. So they're small. They're not anywhere close to my normal coffee mug, so I drink like 2 of those little ones, and I'm able to kind of get through it, and it's okay. So I'm getting back into my routine of drinking my coffee in the morning, and it's something that I have been doing for years, and I kind of miss doing it and having my coffee. So it's nice to just have that with my breakfast, which I've been eating pretty large breakfast. I'll get up early and cook, eggs, bacon with biscuits, or breakfast tacos, homemade French toast. Like, I do a big breakfast because that's my thing. I don't know, I guess it's considered a craving to have like a big breakfast, so I will get up and do that. I've been eating a lot of fruit. I've been able to tolerate fruit. Earlier, I had a moment where I couldn't really think of the name of the creamer. So pregnancy brain is a real thing, and sometimes it's like, it's right at the tip of my tongue and I can't get the words out, or I forget everything. Like if I don't write it down or set some sort of memo or reminder on my phone, it literally escapes my mind. I would not be able to find my head if it wasn't attached to my body, kind of thing. It is what it is. Pregnancy brain, it is real, and it's something that I have been experiencing. I also noticed, like midweek, around week 11 and 3 days, I started to feel like little pokes. All right, so I had to adjust my camera. So the like little pokes that I would feel was just like if somebody were to just poke you very gently from the inside. And I do remember having that with my daughter around week 11. I found all my notes. I couldn't find it for my last update. I don't know what happened to it on my phone, but it was in my files app on my iPhone. I had everything from the heart rate, when my appointments were, how much weight I gained, like literally every single little detail. And I was reading it over this past week, and around week 11, I started to feel like little pokes and like little bubbly kind of thing. And I'm like, the gas? Or is it the feeling of the baby moving? So I think that's what it is, because I started feeling it a little bit more. And there was no sort of rhythm to it. It was just kind of random, like a little poke, and it's so cute. But now I do feel it more often, and there's times where I do feel kind of almost like a fluttering kind of feel. I recently did have to purchase some more clothes because my tank tops, which I live in these tanks, these are from Target. This one, it fits a little longer. It's kind of hit or miss with some of these, but some of my other ones, they're a little shorter, and they don't quite cover everything, so you can see a little bit of my belly underneath. And so everything is fitting a little more snug and not as comfortable. So I ordered some more like graphic tees just to be around the house. So I just need to kind of like update my wardrobe. And as I get new pieces or find something that really works, I will share those in upcoming videos. But I think that's pretty much it for updates. I mean, talked about hair, my skin. I mentioned, in like previous tutorials and things like that, I'm having skin issues, but what's new? I've always had skin issues, but I feel like I don't have like that many active breakouts. I have like one little one, and these are just scars and, from previous breakouts, and just texture on my chin, which ironically I had that with my daughter Everly, and just kind of dryness. I feel like my skin is a lot drier. So I did buy some cocoa butter to use when I shower at night, and I do slather my belly, which I did with her religiously every night before bed, putting on some sort of thicker lotions or tummy butter. So that's a recommendation of mine. Now that my belly's getting bigger, I'm like putting on lots of lotion to make sure that I don't get any stretch marks. But if it happens, it happens. It's part of the process, and it's going to be all right. So, oh, and one more thing about body changes. I have noticed quite distinctive blue veining on my chest and on my breast area, but I also think that that's because I'm still nursing my daughter. I nurse her once a day, sometimes every day, sometimes we skip a day or two. It's just very random, and I'm trying to completely wean her off. So if you have any tips on how to wean a baby off of breast milk, I'm open to suggestions, because I wasn't able to breastfeed my son. I tried in the beginning, couldn't get it, so he was formula fed up until he started eating regular foods. But my daughter eats regular foods, but she still nurses. And I have nursed her since she was born. And now we're just down to one nursing session in the morning. And I have to wean her off because my OB recommended that I do. It's not really advised to be pregnant and nursing. So if you are pregnant and nursing, or if you've been down that road before and you are willing to share your experience and give me some helpful tips, I'm all ears. So because I'm pretty fair anyways, you can see it, the veining in my arms. I have some pretty big ones, but I think because of the blood volume, increases and doubles when you're pregnant, you can see it more, especially if you're pretty fair. So you can see them on my legs, on my chest. I'm like a road map. That's the best description. But it is what it is. It's something that I noticed, so I'm sharing that with you guys. But that is pretty much the updates from week 11 to 14. And of course, I'll include a clip of my belly so you guys can see the progression and how it's gotten bigger. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have questions, let me know. Comments, advice, I'm open to that. Leave it in the comment section. I do appreciate you for tuning in. And I will catch you in my next update.